Hi everyone, this is Victoria Fashen and welcome back to my channel. 2 weeks ago, I completed talkative therapy and it was one of the best investments I have ever done in my entire life. And what I mean by therapy, it was actually talkative therapy. I was enrolled in speaking to my counselor for about almost 50 minutes a week. And that's how long our sessions were. And I absolutely adore my therapist. She has helped me a lot. And that's why I say to anybody who is thinking about going to therapy, who wants to take their mental health serious, find a therapist that you will connect with. Is very open-minded, because there's some that just give you a vibe that they're just there for the check. They don't really give a shit about you. At least get one that you feel that really does care about you. Month of therapy, I actually realized I have an anxious attachment style, and that was because I have an inner child wound. Especially with partners, I either get very anxious, so that means I get very needy, I need a lot of validation, I always want to be with my partner, or I'm very avoidant. It's a push and pull that I'm working on, and I'm still working on it today, but it's something that I have healed a lot during this process. I have an inner child that's very sensitive, and she's also very needy. Dealing with my inner child is something that I am very passionate about, and also strongly advise people to deeply connect with that aspect of yourself, because a lot of the times whenever you, let's say you lash out on people, or you're the way you react, a lot of that stems from your inner child, and it's a projection of how you feel about yourself. So I strongly advise people to really tap into their inner child, their inner teen, and try to have a balance. And I've done plenty of exercise with my therapist, and sometimes even going on a meditative state. And some days it was hard. I didn't want to tap into my inner child. I would start crying, really, have ugly cry, and it was, sometimes I didn't want to tap into that emotions, but I did. And with that being said, number 2 is that this has to do with spirituality. Being a pagan and being in part of the spiritual community, and I am very much into, I am a false believer of the whole light and love statement and belief. I feel like those are false beliefs. I feel like you're not truly integrating and valuing yourself. And if anything, you are putting certain elements of your life and parts of you, and you're neglecting them. And being in therapy gave me a better relationship with how I handle my emotions. I used to react a lot more, and I don't anymore. I try my best not to be overreactive or be overly emotional, because I know that's not a balance. And if anything, that being in talkative therapy has created a foundation for myself to be more balanced in my life. If I need to dwell deep into sadness or anger, I learned how to cope in a healthy way. And the way I did that was by meditating, by journaling, especially journaling, because one thing I do love about journaling, you could always look back and see how far you have progressed, and you could see the story of your life, and the story you see the story of your life, and you also see how you felt that day. We are just a soul having a human experience. And that's the second thing that I have learned about therapy, is learn how to have more balance in my life. Boundaries is another one. Boundaries, former people pleaser, also being somebody who would never really be expressive on the way they truly felt. I was very, much uncomfortable not getting somebody mad, and that was because of my trauma from childhood and from a particular relationship. But now I am learning how to have more boundaries with people. One of my biggest mistakes is there were some people or even some situations in my life that I didn't respect people's boundaries, and that was me being selfish, and I'm taking accountability right now, and I would run away from it. That was where I fucked up. That's where I didn't learn how to comprehend, and that was the selfish part of me. But now that being in therapy, I am doing quite better at respecting other people's boundaries, but also I am implementing my own boundaries. Yes, boundaries, especially if you are a people pleaser, you have to implement them, because it actually will help you out and will give you a lot more peace, because sometimes you do need to have peace, and you need to have that time to be more compassionate for yourself and not take on other people's problems. So that's something that I am learning myself, and I still am. And this year I really am focusing on being a better person to myself, to my family members, to as a friend, and stop and really have a stronger sense of discipline. But also, number 3 is enjoying myself and having more patience. I don't have a lot of patience, and that was actually I didn't have a lot of patience, but now I've noticed that I am a lot more patient. I am able to be more, I don't always need to be in a rush. Now I ask myself, what is the rush? And that's what therapy taught me, is to really be patient with myself. There's some things I beat myself up, and that is that I didn't go to school. I didn't finish college during my 20s. There's other parts that I want to improve, but ultimately I wanted to have that college experience. But the thing is that college is very expensive. I come from an immigrant family, so it was either get a job and go to school, or Number 4 would probably be self-love and learning that I don't need to have external validation from other people. And what I mean by that is that if I'm acting crazy, or if meaning like I could be a little mischievous sometimes, so I could be very playful, and I like to, I'm not gonna lie, I like to just be playful. Maybe scare you a little bit, but not in a cruel way, just in a fun way. Or if I'm sad and if I want to fucking listen to sad music, and if I want to listen to shoegaze and slowdive, and I want to listen to that all fucking day, hell, I'm gonna fucking do it, because I am honoring myself, and I don't need anybody's opinions about me I don't need those opinions that oh, you're too sad, you're too sensitive, you're this, you're that. I could care less now. And it's, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all trying to survive this crazy millennia that we're currently dealing with politics, with the housing market, with recessions, and it's just been going on and on and on. But it's just, yeah, we're all going through something. But you know what? I am still trying to, I don't really need that external validation constantly the way I did before, because at the end of the day, I'm not honoring myself, and I'm just seeking validations from other people. And it's for example, sometimes people tell me, oh, Vanessa, why are you going alone? Oh, Victoria, why are you going to have dinner by yourself? That's weird. And I'm like, well, I could care less. I enjoy going on a coffee date by myself and on my journal, or reading in a corner booth and just enjoying that meal, because that for me, I enjoy that. I really do. But I don't need somebody to be there. So if you don't learn to be your own best friend, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that if you rely on just constantly spending time with people, you're also missing out opportunities for yourself that you always wanted to do on your bucket list. So that's why I strongly suggest learn to be your own best friend, and also be very introspective. It's not a bad thing. It's actually very wonderful, but also have that balance. And lastly, I want to say the most important thing in therapy that I've learned was to have patience, to enjoy the journey, to whatever I am enduring, whether if it's for my mental health, for just patience, really has helped me just be a better person to myself. It's because it gave me more compassion, and that sometimes it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to make failures, it's okay it's okay not to always be a perfectionist. It's okay not to have all the things figured out, but it will come eventually. It's just, it could take within minutes, within seconds, within days, within weeks, within a year, or whatever. As long as just being patient has really helped to be more present. And these are the things I did learn about therapy. If you guys want to know more about mental health, and like I said, in this channel, baby, I am here to fucking help you how to overcome these your mental health and fully love yourself. Especially be authentic, because authenticity for me is very important and is very vital to my character. It's just important to have more awareness, accountability, and give yourself love, whatever that means to you. As long as you're not hurting other people, as long as you're not hurting animals, because yes, like, no, that's a big no-no. Or because you yourself, you are important, you are very important, and I know that sometimes negative emotions succumb to you and it feels heavy, but just know that it's going to be okay. Even if it doesn't feel that way, even if it doesn't feel like that at all, it's going to be okay. It's just, you just need the proper tools to be more have that grace for yourself, and never forget to take deep breaths. However, I hope this was very helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe on my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.